Welcome back to Tyler's Retro Reviews with your host, Tyler Hodder, with our second to last WrestleMania reviews. I know I'm going to do the Road to WrestleMania for certain wrestlers. I won't tell you until next week's review. WrestleMania 19, we're going to talk about next. And spoiler alert, this is next week. On the 20th anniversary of this, time does fly quickly. God. We're going to talk about WrestleMania 19 next on here. Yes, this was a very good WrestleMania. But I think it's a little overshadowed by the following year's WrestleMania. We'll get to it. March 30th, a Raw and SmackDown event. This was the first WrestleMania under the WWE banner because WrestleMania 18 was the last WrestleMania under the WWF banner. And this was also the first WrestleMania under the brand split. Also, side note there, at Cinco Field in Seattle, Washington. Like I said before, and there was also one man's last match until 19 years, which we all know who that man is. But anyways, let's talk about this show. All in all, it was a great WrestleMania. It's one of the top two best pay-per-views in WWE, in my opinion. This Survivor Series 03 and something else. The other one I mentioned, WrestleMania 20. But anyways, I did make the list of the best and worst of WrestleMania. You'll see that this Saturday, in 2 days actually, and Sunday on the main channel also, I'll do WWE 2K24. And also my live review of SmackDown going towards WrestleMania 40. But regardless, let's get on to it. First match is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Also, another side note, this will be the last day in WrestleMania until WrestleMania 23, because from WrestleMania 20, 21, and 22, they were all in arenas. Side note there also. Let's get back to it. First match is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Matt Hardy defeats Rey Mysterio to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. This was the first of many times Rey Mysterio dressed up as a superhero. Rey Mysterio dressed up as like Daredevil, I believe, yeah. And then WrestleMania 20 the following year, I'll get to that actually. Yeah, it was a really, really short match. Also, there was that like half-like girls and Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler being a coach. I'm not gonna mention that. But this match, it was really, really short. And it sucks because this is the Cruiserweight Championship. This was before it was a demotion, basically, like the U.S. title nowadays. Like, oh my god. Regardless, it was a real short match. But I'm giving this a 6 out of 10 because could have been better. But yeah. Then we get... Now, originally this was supposed to be a tag team match between Undertaker and Nathan Jones. Nobody remembers him. Versus Big Show and A-Train. Or their short... They didn't mention this Show Train, which... That's a really shitty name thanks to Show Miz. Well, Jericho was a better, like, team name. Did it mention on the back? Yeah, it's on the back, but it's false advertising. Cars subject to change. Nonsense. But yeah. We get a handicap match instead. And The Undertaker defeats Big Show and A-Train. Undertaker come out with the last time he entered a match with the Limp Bizkit song. I went to his show this past November, and I think that was the first song that was played when he came out there for that. But yeah, it was I'll give it a 5 for Undertaker's cool entrance. It wasn't a bad match, really, but I'd rather see Undertaker versus Big Show in a one-on-one match than a handicap match or a tag match it was supposed to be. But I mean, nothing against A-Train, but should have been Undertaker versus Big Show. But I understand why, because A-Train is supposed to eat the fall. Undertaker goes 11-0. Yeah, 11-0. Yeah. 5, I'll give it. I'll give it a 5. Okay. And then we get a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Trish Stratus defeats Victoria and Jazz to win the Women's Championship. A really good triple threat match for the Women's Championship. Trish unfortunately would drop the title the next month at Backlash. If you want to see it on my main show, I did it 2 years ago when I was doing that in 2016's Backlash. I mean, good match. And that's all I have to say. Trish won the Women's Championship. I give it a 7 out of 10. I'll give it. And then we get another triple threat match for the WWE Tag Team Championships this time around. Team Angle, this was before they were called the World's Greatest Tag Team, of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, defeats Chris Benoit and Rhino and Los Guerreros of Eddie and Chavo Guerrero. And also, fun fact about WrestleMania 20, Eddie Guerrero was the WWE Championship going into WrestleMania, and Chris Benoit was going after the World Heavyweight Championship at that event. Side note about what I'm going to talk about. You know, currently on one more SmackDown to watch until we get to that. Yeah. And good match. I give it a 7 out of 10. About Benoit, we'll get to that when we get to the main event a bit. And then we get the first of 5 marquee matches, basically. Yeah. Shawn Michaels defeats Chris Jericho. Now, I think their feud in 2008 was great, but this was redeeming Chris Jericho from last year, because we'll get to something on the main channel after we get done with the WrestleMania 20 review. Like I said before, after that, I will talk about what it will be after WrestleMania 20 review, okay? So, don't get a little mysterious little thing, okay? Yeah, great chemistry between Shawn and Jericho. And, you know, Jericho idolized Shawn Michaels, which that is kind of true. Michael, this was Shawn's first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 14, 5 years prior. And finally, another 2003, I was 5. I'm going to be 26. Oh my God. 26 years old by this Tuesday. And you're going to see that Clash of the Belts show also with Goldberg and Sting unifying the world titles. Best match on this show, a 9.5 out of 10. And then Chris Jericho, being a heel he is, hits Shawn Michaels in the family jewels, faking crying, basically. And yeah, great match. Yeah. And then we get the next match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Oh no. Triple H defeats Booker T to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what this storyline is. Booker T won a Battle Royal, last eliminated The Rock the night after No Way Out 2003. Then the whole, somebody like you don't deserve this, or basically it's a racist angle. And all respect to Triple H. I think Triple H felt uncomfortable saying this to Booker T because Triple H is not fucking racist, okay? And he was talking about, you know, WCW, and he mentioned Vince Russo and David Arquette becoming the champion, which, no, why would Triple H say that? Also, regardless, this was good, but the wrong man won. And this was all Triple H do in 2003, fighting ex-WCW guys. He fought Scott Steiner in the beginning of the year. Royal Rumble and No Way Out. Booker T, Kevin Nash, yes, they were buds. Even Ric Flair and Goldberg. And the only one who was not an ex-WCW guy was Shawn Michaels, which we'll talk about by WrestleMania 20 again. But the fucking finish was so stupid, honestly. Booker hit the Harlem Hangover. Referee Nick Patrick counts 1, 2, and showed his foot on the rope because Ric Flair put his foot on the rope. He kept interfering in this match. Then Trish hit Booker T with the pedigree. It took him an eternity. It was like, he took that long, like WrestleMania 29 was coming soon. He was like trying to get to the cover. 1, 2, 3. It was like, what, 30 seconds he took to pin Booker T? I mean, Booker did recover and went to SmackDown the following year and became King Booker in 2006, King Booker in 2006, and he got the World Heavyweight Championship there. I mean, really stupid storyline. I give this a 6 out of 10 because of the bad storyline and a bad finish. And Booker should have won, yeah, but then again, he was going to drop the title at probably the next night or a week after, but then again, this was Reign of Terror Triple H. But then again, Booker T did recover. That's one thing I have to say about it. They're two of my favorite wrestlers ever. Again, Triple H is not fucking racist. Should not have said that. Because he felt uncomfortable doing this, I felt. Regardless. Bad finish, really. I didn't like the finish. It was terrible. Then we get a street fight, and the stipulation is, had Hogan lost, he would have to retire from in-ring competition. He did not. Hulk Hogan defeats Vince McMahon. And, boy, times have changed for Vinnie Mac. Now, this whole storyline began when Hogan was undisputed champion, WWE champion, in 2002. Where Vince caused Hogan the championship at Judgment Day 2002. Then they teased a match between Hogan and Vince in June that same year. And then Hogan disappeared before SummerSlam. Then they did the Hogan Rock rematch where Sylvain Grenier, who will be a member of La Resistance, yeah, nobody remembers him, was the crooked referee, trying to be like the Nick Patrick of that. Like, I swear to God. Everyone tried to be the Nick Patrick of the crooked ref style, but they didn't do it right. And Vince says, I created Hulkamania. I'm gonna kill it. Or something like that. This was 20 years in the making. And this was Hogan's last WrestleMania match. Well, wasn't gonna be. Because originally, for the Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania 23, I didn't notice this. Originally, Hogan was going to be Donald Trump's representative versus Big Show, who was going to be Vince's representative. But after Big Show had to take some time off to lose weight, it was going to be Great Khali instead. But Hogan didn't want to do it. So then, watch other videos, like James from Real Pro Wrestling said it. It was rumors, okay? This match was a lot of smoke and mirrors. We all know, smoke and mirrors. Vince, with that evil smile when he grabbed the pipe. We got the return of Roddy Piper for the first time since '96. And Hogan beat up that crooked ref Sylvain. Brian had to try to stop Vince from using the pipe. It didn't happen. Hogan had 3 leg drops, and Hogan wins. You think this was the end of the storyline, right? I'll say that for a Dumpster Fires video on Mr. America. I'll probably say that for 3rd, Tuesday. Probably this Tuesday, yeah. Yeah, this Tuesday, returning dumpster fire video on Mr. America. Hogan's alter ego. And this was also Shane. This was before he officially returned to feud with Kane when he was unmasked. Vince gives the middle finger like this. He did it again at WrestleMania 22 with Shawn Michaels. I give it a 7 out of 10 for Hogan's last WrestleMania match. It was actually a lot of smoke and a lot of mirrors. That's all I have to say. And then we get the second to last match on the card. The Rock defeats Stone Cold Steve Austin. This will be Stone Cold's last match for 19 years. And why? Because he came out of retirement to face Kevin Owens. Stone Cold did. Came out of retirement to face Kevin Owens in an impromptu no holds barred match. It was a Kevin Owens, WrestleMania 38, 91. Kevin Owens called out Stone Cold for the Kevin Owens show, and then Owens said, "I challenge you to a match." I did that like 2 years ago. It was like number one of my best pay-per-views of 2022. And it's kind of scary to think about because my worst was Backlash. We're not going there again. Okay. Now, only 3 men knew this was Austin's last match. Vince, JR, and The Rock. Now, Rock came back. He was in full Hollywood mode. Let's not forget those funny skits with the hurricane, I need a hamburglar. That was so funny. With The Rock and the hurricane. Hilarious. But we're talking about this. Now, Austin said he beat Rock not once, but twice at WrestleMania. They didn't mention Rock being Austin in the Survivor Series elimination match. But, very, very good match. I think this is their second weakest match behind WrestleMania 15. WrestleMania 17 was a great match, but that ending was really bad with Austin turning heel, which, spoiler alert for my worst WrestleMania moments. I'm only doing 5 worst WrestleMania moments and main events. So, I give it an 8 out of 10. Second best match on the show behind Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. And then we get the main event for the WWE Championship. Now, if the stipulation is, had Angle been counted out or disqualified or had anyone interfere on his behalf, he would automatically lose the title, which, spoiler alert, he did lose, but not under those 3 stipulations. Brock Lesnar, jeez, man. We'll talk about Brock Lesnar when I do 2K24 on the main channel. Defeats Kurt Angle to win back the WWE Championship. This match was really hard to watch. Mainly because at No Way Out, Kurt Angle broke his neck. For the second time. Well, the first time in WWE, but the second time ever, really. Because this whole story back at Armageddon, this whole Brock getting back the title storyline started at Survivor Series when Paul Heyman screwed Brock Lesnar. And then Armageddon, he got suspended because of it, and then Kurt Angle won the WWE Championship at Armageddon the following period thanks to Brock Lesnar, but then Kurt Angle aligned with Paul Heyman. I'm glad Paul Heyman's in the WWE Hall of Fame, but the reason why, because they're in Philadelphia, because you know why you know what company was famous in Philadelphia? Yes, ECW. That's the reason why. Then Brock won the Royal Rumble match. Angle beat Benoit on that night. Like I said before, the information injury at No Way Out with Kurt. Then the gauntlet. Brock went through Toss and Benjamin. And then the switcheroo. The second time they did it, the first when Angle did it was Survivor Series 2000 against Undertaker, but this was way better. The match was good. later matches later that year were better. Most people remember this match for the botch shooting star press. It was really cringy to look at. It's not as cringy as when Rock hit Mankind with 1,000 chair shots at the Royal Rumble in '99, but really cringe-worthy to watch. But that was supposed to be the finish. Now, originally Angle and Lesnar would scrap off WrestleMania because rumors at the time, was supposed to be WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus Chris Benoit. But Angle wanted to do this match. So Benoit would not main event WrestleMania until 20, which again we're gonna talk about, okay? Next week, okay? But yeah, Lesnar won the WWE Championship. Angle technically turned babyface at the end of it. You know, he showed Brock some respect. And, yeah. But, I give it a 8 out of 10. It was better than the Booker Triple H match. But really hard to sit through. So, WrestleMania 19 was a good show. Other than, the whole... every match delivered except for Booker T, Triple H, where the wrong man won. Great show, but I don't think it was ready as the next one we're going to talk about. In my opinion, okay? In my opinion, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I don't remember what I gave this originally, but great show. But next week, before Cody Rhodes finished his story of what his father couldn't do, it's time to finish my story of the road to WrestleMania 20. From Royal Rumble 2004 to this. With No Way Out also. This is to me my favorite WrestleMania ever. And we're going to talk about this one next week. Tomorrow I'll do my SmackDown review live because, like I said before, it's WrestleMania 40. I'm going to have to be on from right after Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania 40 or read live reviews. Because, yeah. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe to this channel right here. Click the notification bell, as well as my main channel, Tyler's Retro Reviews. Subscribe and click the notification bell. And move on from there. Bye-bye.